looks like he's far behind, but could come out on top.
Yeah, for sure. Like, absolutely, SilverStar going into this is a big favorite, should be a big favorite, and I think he's going to do really well, as expected, as we all expect him to do. But Shady has been doing a lot of races. Maybe even in the last 2 or 3 months has done probably about 100 Super Mario World races, so it's a lot of experience.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this race comes down, just because of the difference in where the runners are time-wise, but also in terms of how the race strategy gets to them. This is not a regular speed run where you do the best you can. If something goes wrong, okay, reset, start over, get another good run in. This is a race. You have to finish your run. If something goes wrong, you have to keep going, and all you have to do is make one mistake, and the other runner gets a lot of time on you, and that can make it a really close race.
Yeah, and sort of for that reason, it's one of the reasons I feel sort of skeptical about saying that this is 100% for SilverStar, because SilverStar, we've kind of seen either low 33s or just times that you wouldn't expect from him whatsoever, 35s, 36s, and I would guess if we saw a repeat performance from SilverStar as we did the last race, I think ShadyForce would actually pick him off in this occasion. So we're going to see if SilverStar can get the runs that we would expect.
But both runners getting a 259 on Yoshi's Island 3, so we're off to still pretty even pegging right now. Going into Yoshi's Island 4, they're going to try to get a shell jump along the way if they're comfortable with it, and that would allow them to gain an extra second, possibly get a 276 on this stage.
Yeah, so neither of them go for shell jumps. I guess it would only be surprising for SilverStar. He's good enough to go for something like that, but it's one of the very few things that he says it's not worth it. You can actually die from it as well. Also, spin jumping in that shell is faster, so SilverStar probably gained a frame or two on Shady. Going into room 1 of Iggy, it's a pretty tight level at times, and depending on how aggressive they go at it, it can be very risky.
Ooh, we have an early death for ShadyForce here.
Shady just pressing down for too long on those fences, so not a great start. Hopefully he can sort of just forget about that, but it's not. Oh no.
He's jumping into the Koopa Troopa, it looks like.
Well, damn, that is... Now, one death you can maybe forget about. You can get over that. But 2 deaths, that's...
Yeah, he was just a shade too high. He was just a shade too high on the jump, and that's what hit him. I was looking away for a second when he had the first death. I'm going to assume that it was the same thing that happened there. He probably jumped into the Koopa Troopa both times, and you hate to see that happen once, but twice.
No, the first time he pressed down for too long on the fences.
Ah, okay.
The second time. So even though we saw 2 deaths, it's not even going to cost as much time as you'd expect. 32 seconds is the difference. So let's face it, 32 seconds for 2 deaths. It's not even that bad. Now that 33 that Shady was aiming for, probably not going to happen this run, going to be honest. That's getting very close with his son of best, but if he can still get a 30, like a low 34, this could still be competitive, but not a good start.
It would take an exceptional remainder of the run if ShadyForce was wanting to get his sub 34 at this point. I agree with you. I don't think it's going to happen at this point. The question will be where SilverStar, how he strategizes the race to try to maintain this edge that he has and not give up any ground on his opponent.
Now, one interesting thing about Silver is Silver doesn't actually check where his opponent is. Something I massively disagree with in terms of, just race strategy and optimizing your races and reducing risk. So SilverStar could be buzzing right now. He could be thinking, wow, I can just beat the game and win. But he doesn't actually know that Shady has died twice, probably. So he doesn't get to enjoy that feeling of just knowing that he could win for free.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I don't like the strategy of not following along. I mean, while it is just to explain how the rules of watching back broadcasts go for randomized races, it wouldn't be allowed to watch because you're getting information that you wouldn't know. It'd be like a blind race. You're breaking the rules, then getting information. But it's just like if someone were to help you. But in the case of a regular speedrun like this, you're allowed to watch as much as you want. You can spend half the time looking at the stream and half the time looking at your game if you want to, though I don't know how you play the game very well if you do that. So you are allowed to watch this back, and SilverStar not watching this back, it just suggests to me, okay, he's not taking advantage of free information that he's allowed to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely the two formats contrast. In a sort of normal vanilla race scenario, I would make the point, if you're not watching your opponent, that's probably a mistake. Well, and I guess if you're watching your opponent in rando, then you are making a mistake. You're a terrible person.
Oh look, that's where the boots are. I'm going there.
But yeah, it would also be the standard for Super Mario World randomizer. Otherwise, you're kind of just like battling with, like, it's just a battle of like screen sniping, which is, well, a skill in itself, but there's no point.
So in any case, SilverStar just had his flyover of Donut Plains 3. ShadyForce is about to have his flyover of Donut Plains 3. So they're kind of exchanging virtual high fives as they come and go from levels right now. ShadyForce coming in where SilverStar is leaving. So they are both doing flyovers in different levels, as you can tell by the background here. And yeah, SilverStar is staying low enough to show us that yes, there is a level down there. Thank you for that, SilverStar. We appreciate that.
So yeah, obviously everybody's going to react differently to, you know, different bits of information. Certainly some people are going to be watching, or if they were to watch their opponent, it would make them more nervous. But in my second race of my last one, whenever I saw my opponent forfeiting after a couple of deaths, I just released completely. It was so, I felt so good because I was so nervous the rest of it. But we're going to hopefully see a successful Morton fly from SilverStar. This third room can be pretty tricky.
Yeah, this room is very, very tricky. Last night we saw one runner actually miss the spring at one point, missed the gap rather. Didn't get the spring, didn't get in the gap, had to wait another cycle. It didn't cost him the race, thankfully, but it is possible to mess that up and make a mistake. And in this case, SilverStar just left the spring in the very unfortunate position there and decided not to wait for it. Just going to go ahead and wait for the cycle and hop up for the quick kill of Morton.
So honestly, him not messing about with that spring is probably a good idea. It's very tempting, but whenever you drop it in one of those there, you could fall down very easily and get crushed. Yep.
This is where race strats come over PB strats. If he was going for a PB, he might have taken that risk and said, you know what, forget it. If I miss, I miss. I'm gonna have another run. But this is a race, and he doesn't want to fall back to the beginning of the castle, lose one of his power-ups, and have to do things in a suboptimal way on the second run. So he's thinking of the race strats over the PB strats.
Well, I believe Shady is watching SilverStar, and knowing that he saved some of that time back is going to feel good. It's going to be a well-needed confidence builder, and I mean, it might not have seemed like much, but you're talking like 6 or 7 seconds, so it's in the right direction for Shady. But SilverStar going through VD1 successfully. Very nice.
Very nice.
It's actually quite close. Nearly didn't get it.
Very nicely done all the same. Going to Vanilla Secret 1, another vertical level. Or I should say a vertical level. Going to grab a shell. Going to try to maintain fly speed all the way up by holding that shell. Holding the shell prevents him from bringing the cape out, so he doesn't end up going into fly form and have to release and start over. That's why he carries the shell with him, for those wondering. And very nicely done. We're going to head up the pipe. We're going to go into Vanilla Secret 2. And Vanilla Secret 2 is, well, we're back to Airspeed 1.
Okay, Shady kind of taking my approach to VS1. Pretty safe, but it's still quite fast. Getting kind of beamed though. Losing some time on the green beans. But, yeah, not too bad.
Not much time, just about a couple seconds maybe. SilverStar continuing to fly over Vanilla Secret 2 is done flying over Vanilla Secret 2, and shadyforce coming up to that. We're about to enter Vanilla Secret 3, which I like to refer to as the Yoshi buffet, because in the Japanese version of the game, Yoshi can eat the dolphins, which is kind of a disturbing thought. And as another flyover stage, you're not going to see him doing anything with the dolphins, unfortunately. But shadyforce is finishing his flyover of Vanilla Secret 2, and he's moving on to number 3.
So it looks like there's a difference still of about 40 seconds, or not 40 seconds, about 32 seconds. So it's close enough. Forest of Illusion could make that difference alone.
Yep.
But we're going to see the run ramp up a bit here. Well, I suppose after Butter Bridge 1.
Well, this is where it really starts, to be honest with you, because this is a very slow castle level, and the reason it's so slow is because you're underwater. I mean, Bowser built a castle and filled it with water for his dry fish collection, which I find kind of amusing. Drawing the water from Vanilla Secret 3, apparently. But yeah, he has to go very, very slowly through this. There's no shells or anything you can grab onto to go fast in this level. You're stuck with what you have, which is your own swim speed. So, as a result, shadyforce is now catching it up into the same level right now. SilverStar does not go for Thwomp despawn. You can actually...
Well, he did go for it.
But he didn't get it. He didn't get it. Okay, but he that would cause the Thwomp to despawn. Takes saves about half a second not having to wait for the Thwomp to drop. We'll see if shadyforce goes for that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It can save, well, it can save a bunch of time. But Louis had mentioned that you can actually get by that Thwomp without left riding at all. So it's one of those things, depending on how aggressively you'd play it. Though I believe SilverStar actually might have got it, but didn't get the right subpixel or whatever, because it's 50-50 even if you get the right timing. Shitty didn't look like it was going to get it though. So if anybody in chat has any questions or anything that they'd like to ask, now is probably a good time. We've got 2 minutes of hopefully not dying in an auto. But yeah, the race remains pretty close, even with that disastrous start from Shady.
So as Noah, get either your resident sleepers or your questions in chat, whichever you feel is applicable. And we will happily answer any questions that you wish to ask. What are the rules? Don't go through the Star World and defeat Bowser.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. Well, it's sort of no major glitches as well. Like, we haven't really defined no major glitches for categories other than 11 exit, but it's no major glitches in the sense that you can't do orb, you can't do credits warp. Although I suppose you can do credits warp without going to Star World. So
shadyforce
is that distinction.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. shadyforce is taking the shell with him. He's going to try and do the Vine to Nowhere trick.
And SilverStar is setting up for Pipefly. He probably did get it. Yeah, he did.
He got it, yep.
It's kind of scary to set up. It's also right at the end of the auto, so you're going to lose like a minute 40 if you die. But
so shadyforce is going to try and clip a block with the Koopa shell at just the right time to duplicate the block above. He got a 1-up instead. Not going to try it again, but if you hit the right block at the right angle, you get a magical vine that basically goes nowhere. It just grows and sits there. We're back to flyovers.
Okay, so going into Castle 4, we have a pretty awesome level. And for Room 2, we are going to be seeing two different strats. I happen to know that SilverStar is a big fan of switching to fire. So we're going to see no cape Room 2. And Shady... Okay, Okay. SilverStar back on track. That was a bit odd. I think it was P-meter related. Possibly. I didn't see exactly what happened.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch up myself, but he is doing the fire flower strat, as you said, makes it through, and is going to run with his arms out to the sides, because that's how you normally run, right?
Damn, that Room 2 was actually kind of close. SilverStar's probably going to be kind of relieved. Sort of went late on that first jump and ended up being kind of late on the other ones as well. Damn.
Room 3 was good. Here's his quick kill on Ludwig. There it is.
Yeah, it was a good Room 3. Very good Room 3.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Shady getting hit now. He doesn't want to lose this fire. Losing fire here would be really bad. Not having Cape isn't ideal, but he can recover from this.
He made
Oh wow, that was a beautiful recovery. That was really, really good considering Shady doesn't do that strat. So, damn, that was really well done. Very nice. He needs to hold on to this fire though, that's very important. Oh, nicely done. Nicely done.
Lost a little bit of time in the third room, but still very nicely done. Gets his quick kill, and he's out of there.
So far, that's been my play of the match. That was a really, really good recovery from someone who doesn't do that strat. Whenever I saw that, I kind of expected disaster. Now he's just going to pick up a cape in Forced Evolution 1. Nice recovery. Although Forced Evolution 1 no cape is also kind of tricky, so...
Now, SilverStar picking up a Yoshi. There's an important reason we're picking up a Yoshi. It's not for the Yoshi fly trick at the end of the level. It's actually for the following stage, which we'll get to in just a second.
Ooh, interesting. Silver...
He's not going for Yoshi fly.
Wow, that is... SilverStar might even be watching the stream at this point. You know, which I would recommend. It just happens that he had mentioned he doesn't normally. If not, though, showing real restraint. I wouldn't have expected him not to go for wings. I was just going to call him to go for wing, you know, because he does that usually.
Now, ShadyForce may try to save time here. He needs to get a few seconds back if he can.
He's probably not going for wings. I'm confident he's not going for wings, but SilverStar in their first try, very nice.
Well, in that case, that might be why SilverStar may have opted not to. He knows that ShadyForce isn't going to do it, and therefore he won't lose any time by not doing it himself.
Possibly. Although in previous matches we've seen things to the contrary, even after like sort of worrying starts from Silver in the past. But this remains a close match. That said, Shady needs to have a pretty good clip to keep this competitive. And historically, I know Shady had a lot of issues with clip, but recently has been quite strong. Hopefully we can get an attempt here.
Not pulling off the first one.
That was actually good. He was just too far left, I think.
I feel like he might have waited too long as well. He had to get out of the urchin's way and couldn't really stay where
he could have made it, but it would have been a tricky one. Yeah.
And now he's moving left too quickly. So
no, he's too low. He's too low. He was too low in the second and third. He's too low again, unfortunately. It is very precise. It's very hard to tell the difference. This might work. Oh,
no!
That is one of the saddest results ever. He gets the insta clip, but doesn't realize and dismounts. Wow, that's really tough.
That is a massive time loss. He's trying to grab whatever blocks and things he can to move right now, but he's going to be going very, very slowly. This is going.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I almost consider that not his fault. Like, when does that ever happen? Well, it just I've played this game for like 5 or 6 years in a speedrun setting, and it's happened twice to me. Although, thankfully, I've realized, and it's actually been a good thing.
It's the first time I've actually seen it happen. Very, very unfortunate that happened there.
Yeah, so normally how you clip through there is you get the initial clip, Yoshi, and you like vibrate in the wall for a bit, and then you like remount, like dismount and remount Yoshi, and that's how you get in. But Shady went right through and was still on Yoshi, dismounted, and then got the buoyancy, and Mario went up and into the ground again. That really sucks. That was 132. Oh dear. So that's about 107 in-game seconds away from what you're looking for, which is about a minute.
He's a full 2 stages behind right now. He has to be pristine the rest of the way and hope the SilverStar has a huge problem somewhere in order to have any chance to stay in this race. He might be, at this point, he might be pretty much packing up and getting ready for Game 2. Just try to finish strong, get ready for Game 2.
I would say that I'd be very shocked if ShadyForce somehow went on to win this one. You know, I wouldn't be a psychic to say that SilverStar is a massive, massive favorite here. Oh, that was so nice. Yes, very nicely done from Silver. And I'm going to be interested as well to ask SilverStar after this match, was he watching the stream this time? And if he was, I think it's a very solid decision. I think it's a very, very good decision.
As the rounds go on, it's going to get me more and more of a good decision because the runs, the opponents aren't going to get any easier. They're going to get just harder and harder as you go. So having that little extra eye advantage watching the stream will help out in any of the races coming up. So we're starting Chocolate Island 2 right now. And the main thing we want to do in this stage, get to the third map with 250 or more seconds remaining, which will not be a problem. These runners should get there easily with 270 or more, possibly even 275, 276 left. So it won't be a problem at all. But if they were to not get there in that period of time, they go to the normal exit, and that's not where they want to go. So this is where they have to go to get the secret exit and move on to Chocolate Secret, which is down a pipe that we're going to be walking to right now.
So ShadyForce setting up for Pipefly here. It makes this level just a little bit more complicated instead of the typical flyover. Getting that speed though, very nice. SilverStar setting up with Steven Strat. A fully consistent way of doing this room. Nicely done. And Shady picking up the spring instead of that swag strat. Okay, Shady making his way through Chocolate Ghost House. There's a pipe just off screen there. He avoided it nicely.
The spookiest Ghost House as well.
Wow, he actually could have set up for the early door there, but I think made a reasonable decision not to.
So he makes it.
And getting the door fly. Nice.
He makes it out of the spookiest Ghost House as SilverStar gets through Chocolate Secret. ShadyForce is still a full 2 stages behind. So he still has a little bit of work to do here.
Castle 6 definitely does carry some risk. Like, we're definitely getting to the point where if something was to happen, it would be this level, maybe Sunken Ghost Ship, VOB2 potentially, but I think SilverStar is likely to go on here and finish up very, very strong. Yep, beautiful room 1.
This is the room where I've seen runners have problems occasionally. Last night, our winner actually had trouble in this room twice, but still came out to win both races. So now on to the Wendy fight. This should be pretty elementary depending where Wendy spawns. And hopefully the Poodoo-Boos, fireballs, don't get in the way too much. Twice in the left pipe already. Interesting. That pattern, all three in the left pipe. So we're moving on to the sunken ghost ship. This is a callback to Super Mario Brothers 3, where the ghost ship, where the actual flying airships were the way to complete each level by defeating a Koopa Kid on each one. Now they're in castles, and this ghost ship that they no longer use is at the bottom of the sea. And we're going to find another mystical Super Mario Brothers 3 item that we're going to talk about later when we actually come across it.
Damn, I really can't help but focus on that FOI too. This race would still be so close if not for that. Absolute disaster. I mean, SilverStar would probably still be ahead by about 30 seconds, but considering that was caused by those 2 deaths in Castle 1, I'm really hoping to see a comeback in race 2. Hoping to maybe get 3 races, but I mean, with SilverStar getting the first race, you would expect him to take it 2-0, but there definitely have been signs of potential for a close race.
Chinks in the armor, if you will.
I mean, the fact that SilverStar isn't going for FOI 1 wings against a far lower seed does make me feel a little bit suspicious, in the sense that he must have some concerns. SilverStar goes for every strat. SilverStar goes for strats that save like 2 frames, and he misses like at times. It's weird. So it shows some respect. It certainly shows some respect.
Shadyforce beginning his Wendy fight right now. His Wendy spawns in the second pipe. SilverStar drops to the bottom of the sunken ship and gets an orb. And Shadyforce is about to head into that sunken ghost ship after he has a castle wiping celebration here.
Yeah, Valley of Bowser 1 doesn't come without its risks. SilverStar actually taking this top route, which is starting to become a favorite. I think it's like marginally slower, but honestly, it's something that I would be a big fan of.
Yeah, it is marginally slower having to wait for the drop there. Yeah, but not that much of a difference to cause problems for most runners.
Yeah, basically the reason for taking that top route is you just have 1 or 2 less mega moles to deal with, and sometimes you can be on a bad frame rule. But I mean, the normal question would normally be, are we going to see an attempt at sandbar? I don't think we are.
Not this time.
I mean, the fact that we didn't see an FOI 1 wings attempt. Although that said, if SilverStar has been watching the stream, he could go for it for free. Oh, I was so wrong, and I'm so happy to be wrong about that one. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
We were both wrong. We were both wrong. He was just swagging it.
Shady didn't get the despawn, which is really unfortunate. This loses like 12 or 13 seconds by having to wait.
Yeah, we were both wrong on the sandbar guess. SilverStar did get the sandbar glitch very, very nicely and went for the swag one in the coin area as well. So he got both of the clips. Now he's going through to get the key, and he's going to finish the level. He's 1 level away from Bowser. Orb.
But yeah, after seeing that soundbar, I would just make the argument: if SilverStar isn't aware of where Shady is, then why didn't he go for FY1 wings? It's something that's way easier, far lower risk, probably even risk to reward massively outweighs that. But anyway, that was beautiful. I will happily see more of that. And SilverStar is okay.
That was almost bad.
He was so lucky though. So lucky.
He was extremely lucky. I'm surprised he didn't die there.
So lucky.
The luck, man.
Yeah, because whenever you're like right in the center of that, and it was starting to come down as well. It's normally just going to take you down with it, and then you clip into it and you die.
Maybe it's only when you're on the ground that it actually does that. Maybe it just pushes you out of the wall if you're in the air, because the center of that spike, for those who aren't aware, is treated as a wall. You don't just, if you get caught in the middle of that, and you get crunched by it, not only will you lose the item you're carrying, you will lose the item in your blue box at the top, and you will lose your life all at the same time. It's a 3-for-1. 3-for-1 special. You can't beat it. So SilverStar flies off the screen to get the first hit. That's how we're going to go for most of our hits on Bowser. Notice that he also poofed the Mecha Koopa out of existence. The reason for that is he's trying to maintain one of these Mecha Koopas. The only way to do that is to actually get rid of the other Mecha Koopa. And it also makes it faster for Bowser to spawn more of them. So he's going to keep this Mecha Koopa alive at this point in order to use it for a very specific trick that we like to call the bowling ball amnesia forgetfulness moment.
So yeah, Shady did try sandbar skip there, didn't get it, or sandbar clip. Now grabbing cape in room 2 is free if you do the double cycle skip, which Shady did there. So I'm usually a big fan of grabbing that backup cape, or just if you needed one, at all. But
yeah, notice that SilverStar did get the bowling ball skip. So what happened is he threw that Mecha Koopa up. He dropped it on Bowser's head as he stopped to throw the second bowling ball, and Bowser had a moment of amnesia and didn't throw the bowling ball.
Yeah, so basically you just interrupt that animation as he starts throwing it.
Now he does it again here with that spare Mecha Koopa. That's going to give Bowser only 5 bounces compared to the 8 he normally would. Save some time there. And there's a bop in the air, and that's the match.
We have a 33.04 from SilverStar. An absolutely incredible run. 33.04? Damn.
Official SRL time was 33.07, by the way. That was the official SRL time. And that's for him. That's a PB on SRL.
Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, so we got a bit of delay on SRL probably there. Yeah, that's very solid. Well done. Shady he cannot be disappointed with losing to that.
No, I think that kind of a time you can't be disappointed.
I think it's 100% fair to say that he can't beat that. Like he can't beat that with his current strats. I can't beat that. Most runners can't beat that. So very well done. I think it's probably SilverStar's best run of the entire tournament so far.
It might be, or if not, it's a close second. It's a very good run, actually, exceptional time.
Wait, I just realized, is this the best time of the tournament overall? Probably is.
No, in the qualifiers we did have I think 1 or 2 sub 33s, but in terms of
we definitely didn't have. We maybe had 1. We didn't have more than 1 though.
We definitely had 1. I saw at least 1. I do remember that.
Yeah, it was Maiba. Maiba got the 32.54.
It was Maiba. Yep.
6. So yeah, that's a really good run. But Shady going into the Bowser fight as Big Mario. We're going to see a no-cape fight. It's pretty interesting. I actually prefer the no-cape fight. It's just a lot of fun. Very tough though.
Casually, you can take out each phase of Bowser using just the 2 Mecha Koopas he throws as well. Just the runners obviously do their tricks with the cape, flying in the air to get the hits quicker and to get the bowling ball skip. So notice that he didn't poof that Mecha Koopa out of existence. He held on to it until Bowser threw the 3rd one because he had no other way to... He would have lost more time, I guess you could say, going for it otherwise to poof one of his existence, have to get a 4th one on the screen then. I'm guessing Bowser throws him a little bit quicker if you well, I'm trying to think of the right word for this. If you interrupt his thought patterns. So Shady Force is going for bowling ball glitch here, or not glitch, but trick. And there it is. Bowser has amnesia and no bowling. And nice central location. We're going to throw one back up. And that's that. We're going to keep this one alive now. And I should point out that Shady Force did also finish his run with an official SRL time of 36 minutes and 44 seconds. We are getting the second race set up in the room right now, so we're going to get that going for you in just a moment here as well. So welcome back to the second round of the Super Mario World No Star World Tournament. We do have Shady Force versus SilverStar game number 2. And it looks like they started very, very quickly. We weren't even quite ready to go on the air with that, so our apologies with that. We are going into Yoshi's Island 3 right now. We are currently 1-0, and I'm going to see if we can get that win back on SilverStar's board because we haven't changed that over yet, apparently. Okay, I think we got that sorted out now. There it is. So, looks like Shady Force did lose a little bit of time in Yoshi's Island 3, unfortunately. I'm guessing he might have taken a death somewhere while I was trying to fix the scoreboard there. So SilverStar is going into Yoshi's Island 4 right now. He is not going to go for the shell trick. Shell jump. He just poofs it out of existence. And going for 275 in this stage. Shady Force is probably going to do the same. And SilverStar is now entering Iggy's Castle. Iggy's Castle is the home of the first of 7 Koopa Kids in the game. We're only going to see 5 of them in this run. So we're going to... SilverStar, as you see, is grabbing on the fence. This slows him down significantly every time he grabs the fence, but there are those 2 points that you have to grab the fence or you fall in the lava, so you have no choice but to grab the fence. Doing it as quickly as he possibly can. So Shady Force doing the same thing, jumping over that fireball area to get a little extra speed while on the fence area. SilverStar grabbing his fire flower here. Shady Force will do the same. And with that fire flower, we will have a very, very speedy kill of our first Koopa Kid, Iggy Koopa, available in the following room. And, well, that was Iggy Koopa. He didn't last very long. Shady Force making his way through the second room right now, the auto-scroller room. Going to have his quick kill. And there it is. And both runners are in their celebration screen right now. SilverStar already blew up the castle. Shady Force just doing so. Mario, a bit of a demolitions expert here apparently, knows how to blow up castles. Or at least that's what you would think from seeing this. And now the runners are both grabbing their cape. They're going to maintain P-speed, and they're going to fly in the air. Some runners will use a fireball as they're grabbing the cape to kill that second flying Koopa. But looks like Shady Force just bopped off it. Didn't see what SilverStar chose to do. But both ways are acceptable. Both ways, you don't lose any time doing either method. Moving into the slowest stage of this part of the run, where they're now going to swim with nothing to grab onto. So they're stuck going at a very slow speed, waving their cape at Koopas, which somehow magically kills them. Perhaps I'd like to think Say just knocks them out. So SilverStar hops up into the intermission room, I guess you could say, the fly room, grabs a Koopa shell. Shady Force is going to do the same thing. This will allow them to swim a lot faster, as now they have something in front of them. It changes the mechanic so that you're swimming in a much more speedy fashion. You also naturally float up, so you're going to just keep floating up at this point as long as you have that P switch. SilverStar doing a cape spin to get a little quick jump and grab the P switch to move forward quickly again. Very, very nifty trick to do in the air to gain a little bit of speed. Shady Force just goes up naturally and takes a slight slowdown there. SilverStar is slightly ahead going into the Donut Ghost House, the first of the ghost houses in the game. Persuade gets the coins along the way and is now going to fly up and skip the rest of the ghost house. And Shady Force is also gonna, well, he missed one of the coins, missed two of the coins. Not as good at the coin grabbing, apparently. And both runners are done the first ghost house. We're now going to go into Donut Plains 3. This is a very, very tricky location to set up the P-Speed in. You have to use those moving platforms. SilverStar pulls it off, no problem, makes it look easy. Shady Force is going to be doing the same thing here. And Shady Force didn't get the P-Speed. He's going to have to use it somewhere else here. There it is. And he, unfortunately, did a spin jump. He had to land again, but maintain P-Speed while running. So now he's doing the flyover. So SilverStar finished that stage with a 263. We're going to show, it's going to show just what the difference in time is here, as a Shady Force is now under that. We've lost 3 seconds having to do the P-Speed later on, and getting in the air later on. So we lost 3 seconds of run time. And we're doing a flyover of another stage that pretty much doesn't exist anymore, because SilverStar is nice enough to show us some of that stage. Shady Force is staying low enough to show us some of the stage as well. Very nice of both of them to do that. So SilverStar finishes the exit tape, coming in about, I think it was about a 7:12 or somewhere in that range. So Shady Force is coming in behind that. SilverStar moving into Morton Fly, Morton's Castle, Morton Fly. Very limited, narrow space here to fly up into that small area you see on the left. He does it. Shady Force about, I want to say about 17-18 seconds behind at this point, coming out of Donut Plains 4, going into Morton's Fly himself. SilverStar is going to try to maintain flight speed and P-Speed as he goes through. He does get the spring, very nicely done. Now he can just go normally, because if he goes any faster, he's going to have to wait for the cycle anyway, so he's going to go normally at this point. Take the Fire Flower. He's going to go for a quick kill on Morton when he does get up there. And boom. Boom. Bing, bing, bop. And Morton has ceased to exist, and SilverStar gets the cape back, because, you know, capes are much more fashionable. Shady Force does his own spring jump, and does his quick kill of Morton, bing, bing, bop, and also gets his better fashion accessory as he finishes the stage. I mean, credited for the song I made up there, apparently. Thank you for that. So both runners, again, in their victory celebration here. So still very close, because even though SilverStar was finishing his celebration as Shady Force started his, the fact they're both still on that screen at the same time, it does show this race is still close. This race can still go either way. This run is not over yet.
Yeah, pretty much all of that difference, again, from YI3, from Mortal 1 stuff. But Shady has managed to keep it very close, which is impressive.
Welcome back, by the way.
Yes, I am using the other microphone. The other one was being weird, so it's back to low quality. Good old school me.
Yeah, I wondered for a moment why I was by myself there. It sounded like you just doing some technical fixes there. So welcome back, either way. SilverStar and Shady Force now both done Vanilla Dome 1, Vanilla Dome 1. Shady Force finishing Vanilla Secret 1. Or, sorry, Shady Force is starting Vanilla Secret 1. SilverStar is finishing.
Yeah, I think this could still be a very close race. Obviously, Shady didn't really get the start he was looking for, but...
Shady lost his P-Speed, too. Has to do things the slow way. Ooh, I thought he was going to hit a Koopa. That was close.
Going to get hit.
Yeah, I thought he was nailed. So SilverStar flying over Vanilla Secret 2 at this point. Shady Force is going to be coming into that momentarily. No one needs that mid-tape. Why would you need a mid-tape? Just slows you down. And there we go. We are now through Vanilla Secret 2. At least one of our runners is. And we're going on to the Yoshi's Buffet once again. Fortunately, there's no Yoshis in sight, so the Dolphins are safe today. as they just bounce happily along in the water, and there's a Porky Puffer down there with them, which Yoshi can still eat in all versions of the game, and I don't know how he can stomach that.
Yeah, chat mentioning quite a difference of 40 seconds. So it is still within that Forest of Illusion variant. But last time it didn't work out so well for Shady, but hopefully better results this time.
So SilverStar going through our slow castle water level. Notice that lower path, which is covered by spikes, because we're wearing a cape and we want to maintain these power-ups, we can't take that path. It would take us to a different part of the second map, or the start of the second map. Whereas we're going to finish this and come out in the middle of the second map. That's how this level was designed. And floating along, and here we go.
The interesting thing about that shortcut is even if you're small Mario, it isn't faster. SilverStar not getting to one boss again. His setup looked, or his timing looked a little bit off this time. But we'll see if shadyforce gets it. Shadyforce, yeah. It's this microphone, I swear. Like, the other one wasn't too bad, I guess. To be fair, everybody says they hear it that way, so.
Yeah, and it's funny that sometimes you can have certain names that just sound like those kinds of things without even intending to. So it's kind of funny sometimes. But we'll ignore that as we are now in the Resident Sleeper stage. So get either your Resident Sleeper or your questions, whatever you prefer to use. We will answer any questions and we will join you on any Resident Sleepers. So please get them in chat. And so we start bouncing on the annoying little platforms you don't like to bounce on here. And bouncing on more. And notice the red outlined blocks below, because we didn't take the time to visit the red switch pals, because you know that's a lot slower. Why would we do that? Those blocks aren't there. Looks like there was some discussion on one of the hits that Reznor gave to shadyforce here. Seems chat is not very happy with the hits, saying that something went wrong. Oh my goodness, shadyforce just took a death in Butterbridge 1.
Oh my god.
That is going to be a significant time loss right there, yeah, because that's about 30-45 seconds right there.
It's over, in my opinion.
I hate to call a race this early, but I'm inclined to agree. Unless SilverStar has a major problem with Roy Flight, I would say it pretty much is over.
The lack of any power-ups is a real issue. Now, he can grab a cape in the next level. That's, I mean, it's a bit of a bonus, but not having fire, you're automatically losing another 13-14 seconds. Now, in my opinion, Shady needs things to go wrong for SilverStar pretty fast.
Very, very badly. Yeah, he needs things to go wrong quickly. By the way, keep in mind, even when this match is over, we're going to have Idaz versus Umari coming up here as well. They're scheduled for 7 p.m. They might go slightly later depending on how long this race goes. We'll see what happens. But or they may start early if this race finishes early. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Mike, the Pone Star, and W. Carrick are going to be joining us, or taking our places, I should say, for that series as well. So stay tuned. That is coming right up here after this race.
Yeah, Carrick and Mike, everybody is in safe hands. Great team. Oh, Shady going for the dupe there, and he actually got very close. He must have just been like a frame, or not a frame, like a pixel too low. Looked very good, but didn't get it, unfortunately.
And it only has a mushroom now, so he's going to have to rely on some power-up grabs later on. I just feel more comfortable doing this stage with a cape. Don't ask me why I hate doing this stage without a cape. And SilverStar having a very clean jump up the... looks like he might have lost his tiny... No, maybe not. Pretty close. So pretty good jump up the fences. And he's just doing some swag air flight inside Ludwig's room just to mock Ludwig for being weak, I guess. Shady trying to get P-Speed, having a hard time with it. The Koopa is just getting in his way. Finally gets back in the air, so that lost about another 15 seconds or so. SilverStar causes a rocket ship to take off and fly into a mountain, which bandages itself. I didn't even see the Resonator hit myself completely. I didn't catch exactly what happened. That I'm being asked to continue on that. There was a Resonator hit that it seems Shady took to lose his cape, and chat was very, very perplexed with the hit, saying that they didn't think he should have gotten hit there. But, you know, hitboxes, unfortunately, the hitboxes worked the way they did and took away his cape.
Desi, what was one of us beginning to say? Because I can't actually remember talking about it either.
I think it was something I was talking about, he was referring to.
Possibly. I'm interested to see if SilverStar goes for wings this time. He is actually going for it, so maybe last time it was just because its setup was bad.
Maybe, yeah, he is going for it this time.
So shocked that he didn't go for them last time. But,
he got him!
Gets them. Nice.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it very efficiently. He lost a second or two that he would have gotten there, but he did get it.
Yeah, so those platforms are kind of horrible. If you start to clip into them, like if one of the platforms is close to the ground and you start clipping into one, it can start teleporting you about with others. They're very, very weird. Oh no! Well, that was a beautiful clip, but unfortunately, whenever you're in there, you have a 25% chance of getting knocked out. And now SilverStar will not know.
This is what ShadyForce needs. This is what ShadyForce needs right now.
ShadyForce needs a lot of this and Castle 5. Wow. Wow, this is a lot of this. This is like 25% and 4 clips, and that's too low.
This is not going well for SilverStar right now. This is exactly what Shady needs. If he can get Force Illusions done very quick, and if SilverStar just keeps having problems with this, he got in this time. So ShadyForce will need a problem in Roy's Castle at this point in order to gain more time back. But that was a lot of time lost for SilverStar on the clip attempt.
Yeah, a death in Roy's would be exactly what he needs, but I would actually, at this point, say that this race is back on. Like, SilverStar still has like a minute lead, but this isn't good for Silver's mentality. I think this is back on, but ShadyForce needs to get opportunities and bank on them. So his first opportunity coming up, FY2, he needs it. He needs it pretty quickly. Definitely not like last time.
ShadyForce not going for the wings thing. I guess he doesn't do that from the looks of it. Now, I might be noticing the runners are not hitting the tape and getting any bonus stars. There is a reason for that, because if they did do that and they got 100 stars doing that, they'd have to play a really, really slow mini game. We're going to avoid that slow mini game because we don't want to wait for one up.
Also, having any points on that score counter causes lag. So that's why you want 0 and not just less than 100. But you definitely want less than 100.
No, you want 42. Exactly 42.
Damn, that setup looks so good. I mean, got it. Yeah, beautiful.
I was making the joke that you want 42 stars always.
More of this, please, Shitty. More of this. Okay, SilverStar setting up for Roy Fly. Will he go for that super spooky strat that he goes for? Oh, you can bet that he is.
That was nice scary. Oh my.
Yeah, he's probably had a consistency of about 70% in the races that I've seen recently, so it was definitely in question whether it would happen or not, but he's got it this evening, 2 out of 2. What you need.
Actually, I think that's the first time I've seen it done that way. That's scary to do it that way, and because either way, if you miss, you're in the drink. And now Mario, being the demolitions expert he is, walks up to a castle that's about to blow up in his face. It's interesting how he doesn't lose his cape taking damage to that.
Yeah, so SilverStar took the world record like 2 or 3 days ago. And days we had it for probably about a year and a half. And then before that, Retro Bob. So it's pretty awesome seeing SilverStar get it. It had sat untouched for a while, so very well done to him. At this point, it's the race to the sub 3250, which SilverStar is a favorite to get. Shadyforce getting that Roy Fly the intended way, as I would like to put it. 11. Some lag points.
Shadyforce does complete his Roy Fly, and I wonder if SilverStar heard me saying you need to have 42 stars always, and is now starting to collect them.
Well, 11, that's a risky start for 42. Waldo goes for the 14s. You can get those 3 14s. But 11, that's going to be a hard one to craft.
Yeah. We're now in the spookiest of ghost houses. It's spooky because of this fishing boo with its purifying fire on a fishing pole. He gets the quick door entry. Very nice.
Why go for that? Why go for that? Damn. That's... I mean,
there was no reason to, but he got it.
Oh,
he got the rocket flight out of the door. Very, very nice.
Nah, it was sort of awesome to see that, how risky it is. It saves like a second or two, but damn, he died there. Like 40 seconds.
So now we're in Chocolate Island 2 again. Of course, 250 seconds or more, and we get to the secret area after this map. That will give us the key door. Pre-lock, I should say.
Also, just something I've noticed over the last year, CI1 Pipefly, that was something that in commentary we used to question a lot. It's like, oh, would they get it? And these days, we don't even ask that question. It's almost just, it feels so guaranteed. And people have got a lot better over time, as, you know, should be expected. That was a roundabout way of saying nice Pipefly from both of them.
So SilverStar now in one of the harder secret stages, Chocolate Secret. That first map is a really difficult one, casually. Second one's pretty free. And the third one, not as hard as the first one, but still can be tricky if you get caught up on those platforms and you're trying to go across the platforms by foot rather than flying over. And Shadyforce didn't get the quick fly up into the door area. Good backup strat. Very good backup strat.
It's sort of weird because I feel this is one of these races where Shady has made very, very solid decisions, but just a couple of very small things have cost a lot of time. Well, and Butterbridge won. That's not something he's going to forgive himself for quickly. But I mean, it's just one of those things that's going to happen like 1 in 100 times probably.
And so we start entering Wendy's Castle. Still on a very good pace here. Still sub 25 entering Wendy's Castle. That's still a really good pace. So
this run is super solid. Very, very solid run.
Yep.
He lost like 40 seconds to Yoshi clips, but that's basically the only thing.
Yep. Shadyforce coming up with Chocolate Secret right now. So the race is still on. This is not over yet because any problem in this room, which is not looking likely at this point, but any problem in that room, and Shadyforce is back in it. Didn't happen though, and SilverStar is on his Wendy fight. And is he going to get 3 Wendy's on the left again? He should just stay over there. Nope, one went to the center this time. Yep.
Nice fight.
Very nice.
Ooh, SilverStar getting close to that wall clip. Like, he went for it. I am glad he went for it, but Not this time.
Coming up again on the spooky ghost ship. But first, how to wipe a castle off the face of the earth. I wish I had that broom to clean up around my apartment.
And pretty much what Mario does with that castle is how I would best effectively clean my place.
Yep.
Just blow it up. It's probably just the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just melt and vaporize everything on the floor as you sweep it, that would be much more effective than having to get a dustpan out, scoop everything in there, bend over, and... Anyway, enough talk about cleaning. We're on the spooky ghost ship right now. There is a mystical 3-letter object of significance on the bottom of the ship that we will get to in a moment, but for right now, SilverStar is going through the multi-ghost... I don't know what you want to call this room, but I'm going to call this a spooky ghost multi-spawn room. We're going to try to prevent the first boo ring from spawning at the end of this room. He may go for the second. He didn't get it in the first race. He may not go for it. No, he's not going. Oh, he's going to get it. He's getting it. Second boo ring will not spawn because too many sprites were on the screen. That boo ring did not spawn. He got through there perfectly. Very nice. And Knockout and Koopas get rid of some of the leg frames on the way down here.
Yeah, it's interesting. SilverStar actually confirmed after FOI 1, he was in world record pace. So yeah, pretty much just 40 seconds at Yoshi clips, that was it.
By the way,
Orb.
The mystical 3-letter word of significance has been uttered, and we are now unlocking and entering Bob. And I see someone in chat going a different way. Egg.
Okay, we're seeing Valley of Bowser 1 again. This is a pretty fun level, although using Cape without Yoshi can be pretty risky on those moves. Like, even if you spin through them, you can get frame rolled a bunch, so pretty much you sort of want to just damage boost. Or not damage boost, Cape boost. Cape cancel boost. I don't know what you call it. I've only played this game for like a million years.
He got hung up on the block slightly. Oh, that 1-up just got flown away.
Wait, what happened there?
I don't know what happened. That was funny.
How did that... Oh, wow, that was... I knew what happened there. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I think the Cape hitbox, it clings to the gold tape. I don't know why that is, but I've never seen that before. That was amazing.
That was
never
funny.
Seen that, ever.
That was funny. I'm gonna have to look at that later and clip that. That was funny. Oh my!
I managed to catch it on the stream again, but
yeah,
damn, I didn't know that was possible. Oh,
I didn't know either. He got the sandbar. He's gonna go for the swag one.
Oh wait,
now
damn! Did I miss a sandbar? Very nice.
You missed a sandbar. You missed a sandbar. He went for the swag one too.
But I wouldn't miss an orb.
Circular.
Yeah, ShadyForce could still get that win with 12 bonus stars.
Oh yeah, with 12 bonus stars, easy win. Like SilverStar has to get at least another couple bonus stars. But I don't know where he's gonna do that. There's no more gold tapes left. Anyway, jokes about gold tapes and stars aside. ShadyForce going through Bob 1. SilverStar. What you may have been wondering why he froze at the start of the level there, and this is common in the speedrun of this level. You're going to scroll the screen so that in a certain way so that you can move to the right all the way without triggering these spikes. By doing so, it gives you an extra second or so that you can get through and make that whole spawn and make that whole chain in one. Oh!
No! Well, it's it's not too much of an issue at the moment. Well, he's going to miss the first cycle on. No, he's going to do this no cave. Actually, that's a good decision.
Yeah,
I wasn't
agree
too sure there.
But what I was going to say is that he scrolls it, green scrolls in a certain way so that he can get through those in one cycle. He did again there, and as a result, he would not have to stand in the middle of two spikes waiting for him to lift. He lost another one as he went for the cave. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah, I mean, SilverStar is still a huge favorite, but this is possibly a bit of a shake for him. Now he is going to continue on Small Mario. He is very good. No cave, so
he's ahead. He's just going to do it small, and he's going to live with it.
Now, well.
Yeah, he's just going to do the whole thing small. He's going to do Bowser small. He's going to just hope that shadyforce doesn't gain enough time now. Because shadyforce is still on Bob, too. So getting to the end of the sandbar room right now. And has to do the... that fireball almost got him. So has to do this rising area.
I'm going to make a call and say that SilverStar has no idea where Shady has been at sort of any point. And it's sort of interesting there again. SilverStar did play that very aggressively, and possibly from his point of view, at this point, after losing all that time in Yoshi clips, he may have thought he needed to do it, but it just so happens he didn't. This is a lot closer now, but SilverStar is a huge favorite.
SilverStar is still a huge favorite because shadyforce is a full level behind as SilverStar enters the Bowser fight. At this point, it's just a matter of do the Bowser fight efficiently, and you win.
Now, Shady probably will go for full P-speed here. This is something that he's quite a big fan of doing, and he makes it look so easy. Here's a hint, it's not. So massive bonus points there for Shady. Getting the full P-speed through Valley Fort. Nicely done.
Okay, SilverStar gets the first phase of Bowser out of the way. shadyforce enters Bowser's castle, back door. Right on his heels. They're both going to be in the Bowser fight. SilverStar will be most likely finishing the Bowser fight, barring any major problems here. shadyforce is going to be in the middle of it at that point. And SilverStar says no thank you to the mushroom. shadyforce has two capes, very good armed. If SilverStar has any major problem here and takes a death anywhere, this is Shady's race. So it's not over yet. He has to finish the fight efficiently.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it would be pretty awesome if we saw, or somehow saw that. For sure a death here, it would be over, but...
it's not likely, though. SilverStar holding on to that Mecha Koopa for dear life now. And probably, if he's not watching the stream, he's probably wondering why shadyforce hasn't finished yet, because he's now past 34 minutes.
He's probably feeling a bit tense right now, just as he's watching the SRL window.
Gonna get the first hit now, and now waiting for one more Mecha Koopa to deliver hit number 2, and we are, as soon as he gets that Mecha Koopa, gonna bop it, throw it up, and good game.
Yeah, that was a really good final hit there. Very nicely done.
Official SRL time of 34:46 for that second run.
Yeah, so shadyforce won't be too far behind either. I do think that SilverStar is going to be joining us in a call. Oh, just as I met. Oh no, the cape fights. SilverStar, very nicely done.
And SilverStar has joined us in the call. GG.
Thank you.
Yeah, that first one, that was one hell of a run. What happened in FOI1? I was like, wait, you're not going for wings? I'm guessing you just weren't comfortable with the setup for the shell?
Oh, no, it's just, if I'm behind, I won't go for it. If I'm world record pace, I'll go for it, but otherwise I tend to not.
And get your GGs in chat for shadyforce very quickly, I want to point out. shadyforce finishing with the 35-44. Does get eliminated 2-0, however, and is out of the tournament.
So Silver, this was another very interesting one. I think if you go back and watch this, I mean, if you actually were you watching Shady at all?
No.
Did you know where he was? No?
I don't. No, I don't watch.
Well, it would have been a very, very low pressure race for you. He died a couple of times in World 1 in both races, but he played so well everywhere else, and also Butterbridge won. But every other part of the run was, like, it looked like it should have been close, but it just didn't happen to be.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it certainly would have been one of the better ones to know your position. Like, I assume you no nerves going into it, but if you were tense at all, you wouldn't have been after seeing World 1. But very good races all around, I think.
Yeah, I was just a bit nervous in the first one. The second one, I wasn't all that nervous.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I threw the spring in the wrong spot in the first one, just because I was a bit nervous. But then I kept my cool and figured I should just not bother trying to get the spring, because it can be really dangerous to try and use it again.
And you not knowing the position of the opponent can be a double-edged sword, because, like, if he's giving it super, super close whenever you should be a massive favorite, like, you don't feel that pressure. Like, even though you had a really good run that first time and he had a death, he was still really close. But then in that second race, even though you died like 2 or 3 times, you may not have realized that you were still hugely in the lead. So I was like, well, I hope he gets it this time, which, I thought you would, but...
Yeah, it's... as I was saying in the IRC, that backup didn't go nearly as well as I had imagined it. I imagined it as, and me just bouncing up there. I didn't want to grab it at the start because it can be a bit, it can really throw your key speed off. And it throws the frame roll off as well. So I wanted to keep it until that section and then drop it and get it. But I dropped it and didn't get it and just fell in the lava again.
I just want to welcome ShadyForce to the conversation as well. GG to you, ShadyForce.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. GG, so good runs. Especially that first one. That was a great time.
Yeah, GG.
Well, just a couple of very small things that were very unfortunate, but I suppose aside from those, I feel that you were playing really well. I think there were definite signs of that. The backup in room 2 with the fire flower, like, you don't even do that strat, so very well done. It looks super spooky, but you did it. Your Valley Fortress, super good. That second clip is the insta clip and then not realizing it and then clipping out.
Yeah,
there's so much.
I actually started laughing there. That was so funny. I got the insta clip and then I just panicked and I just dumped Yoshi anyway.
Oh, you had FY2 troubles as well?
He had it on the second run. He definitely did.
I dumped Yoshi in the floor a few times, entirely my fault. And then I got clipped in eventually, but it was an insta clip and I panicked and I held down left and tapped A anyway. So I clipped myself back in and completely ditched Yoshi. That was in race 1. That was so funny, actually. I found that really amusing.
Yeah, we saw a complete inverse of Force of Illusion 1 or Force of Illusion 2. First time Silver got first try, you had that disaster, and then Silver got kicked out like 5 or 6 times in the second race, which is just, well, I've seen that luck from SilverStar before, so I almost expected it. Incredible.
Oh yeah, when I'm world record pace with wings, I expect to get clipped out every single time.
Yeah, I did quickly look at the stream and saw you had a blue Yoshi, and I thought, you're probably on good pace. You got wings as well. And yeah, that's just... I'm glad it didn't decide the race, but it's such a shame that it kind of threw off a world record pace run, really.
Yeah, keeping it nice and spooky in Castle 5. We got it 100% this time, so those are the sorts of numbers that I'm expecting from a strat in Castle 5, so good to see that. I'm only joking, but...
Yeah, I K-pumped really late on the first race. I thought I was dead, but I still got through.
I totally missed it because we were focusing on ShadyForce getting the insta clip and then being back in the level. So
yeah.
So yeah, Shady, we're back to the normal mic. I'm probably sounding back to normal, but I don't know. Distance is just weird. So have you any thoughts about your next match actually going into the quarterfinals? I believe, or I actually forget who it's between.
Well, it's between the winner of the next race.
Yeah, of course.
The race coming up right here in 5 minutes.
We will immediately find out right away here on Speed Gaming.
So yeah, I'm expecting it to be Umar, but I would definitely prefer it to be Dabs. So I'll be rooting for him.
Yeah, I see you take a pretty similar approach to me then. Just let the lower seed win. But yeah, if Dobbs can bring his RTA talent to this race, it's going to be super close. Like he has the capability to do that. But I think Umar is just super consistent. But I really hope Dobbs will make it competitive, which he can. He's a really good RTA runner. All right, so Shady, I know that you had a couple of big PBs during the tournament. Are you satisfied with how this tournament went then?
Well, I mean, I've gotten quite far. I'm so delighted to have beat Calco, and I'm just disappointed I didn't make Silver work a bit harder for this win. I would have liked to push him a bit closer and have a better run, but I'm happy the stage I got to, and I'm also happy I don't have to do any more no Star World, and I can get back to all castles.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that you are going to snag somewhere between 9th and 16th place. And looking at your averages as well, you probably are going to come at the top of that range. Yeah, you certainly deserve credit as well for defeating Calco. Obviously, Calco running no cape, but he's still super consistent. And you almost require, well, you require low 34s against him usually. So I think you've done very well. And in the qualifiers as well, you had a couple of really good ones.
Yeah, I had some good results in the qualifiers as well. I finished ahead of a few people in some races in the qualifiers, which is also makes me satisfied, even if the knockouts didn't go as well. But the qualifiers were fun. I really enjoyed them.
Well, congrats again. I hope you enjoy the All Castles. I know that that's kind of your category that you do, but no Star World is always fun for a little bit in a tournament setting and whatnot. But yeah, 3304 3304. Just an incredible run. I think it's our second best run of the entire tournament, so you can kind of pity yourself there. Of course, you had to come up against that run.
Yeah, I mean I mean, if he posts that kind of time, I was never going to beat it anyway. So, but I just wanted to put more pressure on him, to be closer to him, and to make him worry about Sandbar, make him worry about Forest Wings and stuff. But it wasn't to be. As it happens, he wasn't even watching, so it probably wouldn't have mattered. He would have posted that time all the same. So.
Yeah, I also never worry about Sandbar.
And if it wasn't for a repeat in the second match of just having unusual deaths, that would have worked to your advantage, because even though you can't apply pressure in that way to Silver, whenever he takes a death, or if he gets like sort of bogged down in mistakes, like we probably saw another death as a result of that, like maybe frustration. I'm not sure. I'm just suggesting, but it is a double-edged sword in that regards.
It wasn't frustration. It was just not properly doing a backup.
that also makes a lot of sense. More sense, probably.
It's just so easy to die in Valley Forts.
It definitely is.
Even if it's just a slight mistake, you could just die from it.
The one up in in VOB1, is that because the what do you call it, the cape sticks to the gold tape? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I think
when did that happen?
I think it's some property that I've recently found out, because I recently spin jumped and got a P-balloon, and you can actually crush enemies instead of just bounce on them with that. And I think that might be the same property with the gold tape. It actually still considers Mario as spinning, and depending on the frame roll, it'll shoo the one up away. That's a complete guess, but
I don't mean to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt the conversation here, but we should wrap up this one and get the next race started here in a couple minutes.
Actually, and funny enough, that was only doing 2 races. Yeah, that was awesome, really awesome times, especially that first one.
I just want to get one last question for SilverStar, if I can. Your opponents are going to be decided next. Do you have any words for either?
Have fun. Good luck on your race. Don't get kicked out on PB pace like I did.
Okay, so thank you again, Shady. Shady Force and SilverStar for a great race here, and looking forward to see you in the next round, SilverStar. We're gonna get ready for Ida versus Umari coming up next. Ben and I are gonna leave the channel here. We're gonna hand things over to actually I had it in front of me. We're gonna hand things over to Mike the Pone Star and W Carrick. So if everyone. If once this is over, there's going to be another race coming up after that. That's going to be in the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer. That's at 9 o'clock right after Super Mario World is finished. So stay with us here on Speed Gaming main channel this evening. We have a schedule going till after midnight tonight. Going to get lots of entertainment here. So stay tuned next for more of the Super Mario World No Star World Tournament. Stay tuned.